Wait, I'm so
Yeah.
excited. Thank you again for agreeing to do this. And wow, my first international guest. And you're like
We're
really
worldwide.
international, literally. We're worldwide here at Ghosted.
We're like literally on different days
No,
international.
it is. We are recording this Thursday, New York City time at 7 p.m. And it's what time in Australia?
11 a.m. Friday.
Us.
It's crazy.
We're
It's
cross
honestly
states,
crazy.
cross continents. We're doing it all here.
Literally.
Welcome back to Ghosted, where we turn the quiet of grief into stories worth shouting. Today I'm here with
Jane.
Hey Jane. I'm so happy you're here. All
Me
right,
too.
Jane, who ghosted you?
My mom, Laura. Love her.
Love her.
Yeah.
When did she ghost you?
It's about to be 3 years in April. Yeah, crazy. Time is flying.
It always does. If you're comfortable
Yeah.
sharing, how did she pass?
Yeah, she unexpectedly passed away from a bacterial virus. So it was pretty quick. It's called necrotizing fasciitis. It's a very rare bacterial disease, I guess you could say. So she was in the hospital for like literally a day or two, and it was very quick and unexpected.
Wow.
So yeah, it was not something I'd ever heard of in my whole life, and it's almost like a zombie type situation. It's like she was here and then she was gone, and like yeah, it was not fun. Yeah.
How did someone get that?
That's the thing to this day that like I truly feel like I've been ghosted because I don't know. Like they say that it can be from like a bacteria living in you for a while, like from past sicknesses or like an open wound, which she didn't have. So it's kind of a mystery. Like we think it may have been like a bacteria just festering almost.
That's crazy.
But because of like the trauma of it all, we also didn't want to do anything more to like her body in terms of autopsy and stuff. We didn't really think it would give us an answer as well. So truly feeling ghosted. I have no answer. I have no answers.
Does that make it
Yeah.
so much more difficult?
Yes, because I'm the type of person where like I need an answer, as most people do. I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck happened? um, I just kind of go back and forth on the fact of like, you know, it's a bacteria that lived within her and it was like her time to go, as traumatic as it was, because I truly have no other answer for it. Like she was perfectly healthy. It's almost in relation to like if someone is perfectly healthy and maybe has like a heart attack and like passes suddenly or something like that, where you kind of are just like, okay, like that was the time for something totally fucked up to happen and that's it. But yeah, it's pretty weird because I want to call her and be like, hey, like what happened? Almost. I'm like, what happened? Because it's truly just such an unknown and such a weird thing to happen. Yeah.
What would you call if you had to call her? Would that be the first thing you asked?
Yeah, I'd honestly, me and my sister talk about this. We would be like, we'd want to like debrief, like what happened. Like we'd be like, hey, like, what went down? Because this all happened so fast in like a 24-hour almost period. Like, how did you feel? Like, are you okay? Like, we almost were like, you are the person we would call. Like, it's so strange to have that person who's so close to you. Like, that's the person we would talk about this with. Like, say this happened to anybody else. Like, I'd pick up the phone and call my mom and be like, whoa, this is insane. I've never heard of this happening. And she would probably be crying because she was super empathetic. So I'm like, yeah, she'd be really empathetic over like anything on the news, like anything that would happen in tears.
So sweet.
Yeah, so I'd have to like pick and choose what I'd hear on the news because I'm like, she'll probably cry about this. So yeah, I think I would just call her and be like, hey, what's going on?
That's crazy. Did she just get rushed to the hospital?
Yeah. Yep.
And you were
like
in New York
literally
City?
I was home for I was living in New York City at the time, and
at least you weren't, a 24-hour flight away.
exactly. And like I was living in New York City at the time, coming home for like holidays only, really, and it was Easter break. So I was home for Buffalo, like in Buffalo
Oh,
for the
so you
holidays.
witnessed
Yeah.
it.
So I happened to be home, which is like also kind of crazy because I only really went home a couple times a year. So that's insane that I happened to be home, to be honest. It
Yeah.
was almost like, whoa, like I was meant to be there because I know people who like weren't or they got called for it and they were 24 hours away. But yeah, we were like literally shopping at Nordstrom Rack the day before. And then the next day she got super sick. Got rushed to the hospital in the morning and like that was literally it. Like when I say like trauma, like
That's
so
wild.
fucking traumatic, like wild. Like I still to this day, like I think my brain has done a really good job of blocking it out because it was just so ridiculous. Like I
Yeah.
really felt like I was in like a zombie movie because it was like really traumatic, the things that were said with like the operations and all that stuff. Like when she's in the hospital, like I almost feel
Mhm.
like my brain was like, nope, like you can't think about this. It's too insane almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. So craziness.
The
But like
way.
me being home was like, whoa. Because I'm usually not home. Like I'm usually, a flight away. So that was nuts.
That's wild. Wait, and you said you have
Yeah.
a sister?
Yeah. I have a full sister. She's 11 years older than me.
Oh,
Yeah.
my brother's 7 years older, so I love having a sibling.
I love that. Having an older sibling through shit like this is awesome,
Yeah.
honestly.
Was she home too?
Yeah, well, she lives in Buffalo, but her house is like 10 minutes away. So I was kind of just home, like updating her, like, hey, this is like really not good. Um, and she has two little kids, so it was
Mhm.
like, hard for her to focus on what was going on. Like it was just also sudden
Right. It came
having
out of
kids and
nowhere.
stuff. And I was kind of just like in real time being like, I don't feel good about this. Like that sinking feeling of like, holy shit, like when something's like gonna go wrong. And I was
Mhm.
like, this can't be right. This can't be right. She's perfectly healthy. Like how is this happening? But I just had that gut feeling you get of, yeah, it's not good,
Mhm.
So nuts. Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
been almost 3 years now.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's crazy is that I had this opportunity to move to Sydney when she was alive, actually. So I got to tell her, like, I got the opportunity.
Oh, that's sweet.
Um, yeah. But then it suddenly happened that she passed. And I was like, wait, how am I going to like move across the freaking world? Like, I was like, there's no way. And I think it was about like 6 months from when it happened to when I moved. And
Mhm.
everybody was like really concerned. They were like, this is insane. Like, we're so happy for you that you have this opportunity, but also like, should you be moving right now? And like, I
Right.
fully was thinking the same thing, but it was one of those things where like, she was so happy for me to do that. And she loved when I traveled and did things like this. And I just had this feeling like this calling to like go and do that. And also like I was trying to run away a little bit, of course, of
Yeah.
like being I couldn't be like in Buffalo, I couldn't be in New York City, like everything had just changed. Like I was like, I just can't be here anymore. So yeah, kind of insane that I moved 6 months after that happened, but it was like the best decision ever, honestly, looking back on it. But like, holy shit.
No, that is
I was
kind
like,
of
what was I
insane.
thinking?
And
That's
also, like,
insane. I'd never
speaking to
been
your family.
like, yeah, I didn't know anybody.
Well, I was gonna ask, like, grieving is already lonely, and then you're going to a place where you know no one, which is like brave even without grief. How did you
Yeah.
deal with it in a place where you literally knew no one, and then you meet everyone new, and you have to be like, oh yeah, and my mom just died.
Yeah.
So
That's
that
the
is
other
insane.
thing is
Jane,
like,
what's wrong with you?
am I crazy? Like,
Yes.
I don't know. I literally was like, it was almost like I blacked out. And I, like, it was one of those things where I think 100% I was still in shock and like disbelief when I did move. Like, I think I was so shocked and like I didn't fully feel like it was real. And like I love my friends and family so much from home and they were like the fucking best for not knowing how to deal with this. But like getting away from all of that was like therapeutic in a way
Mhm.
because it like had me kind of be like a new person in a place where people didn't know me or my mom. Like I almost think that's why it was so therapeutic, because I could just start new, and I wasn't like the girl that's mom died until they got to know me, and obviously they knew that happened, but it was just like a different way of experiencing it. And like don't get me wrong, like I was in Sydney like crying all the time, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is so insane. Like how am I here? Why am I doing this?" But then it kind of like fell into place, and now 2 years later, I'm like, "Oh, this is like why I was supposed to be here." And like truly I don't know how I did it, like, getting on a plane after my mom died and being like, "Bye. I don't know anybody here." But it definitely, like, made me grieve differently. Like, I feel like I pushed a lot of it away for a little bit, and, like, it's coming back now, like, the 2nd year where I'm really,
Mhm.
like, focusing in on, like, letting myself feel it. Like, I feel like I didn't feel it fully in the first year. Like, there's no way. Like, yeah.
I feel like the second year is harder often because
Yeah.
you have to survive at first. And a lot
Yeah.
of it too is like, okay, like the trauma, like you mentioned, your brain's not gonna
Yeah.
let you remember that. And then you have to go to a
Mhm.
funeral. And then, like, for your case, you moved and pick up your whole life. And then it's like, oh shit, a year later, she's actually gone. And now I have to deal with this.
Yes. Yeah. And it's like the more time that's gone by, you realize they're not there. Like,
Mhm.
because, like, I'd call her on the phone every single day and be like, "Hey, I'm walking to Trader Joe's," or like, "Hey, this guy just treated me like shit. What should I do?" Like, she was everything for me. Like,
Hmm.
so it's like the more time that's gone by, it's like it's even harder because she's not there to talk to me about it and see these things I'm doing. And like it's like more of the time in my life where like bigger life events are happening and
Right.
like she's there, and that's really fucking hard.
Hmm.
Um so I think that's almost why too it hits you harder as the years go by. And it's crazy for people who aren't grieving, they probably think it's the opposite. Like it's like bereavement and they're gone and
Yeah.
that's that. It's like, no, it's actually like every year like somehow gets worse.
No, it's so
Like
true. And also everyone shows up for you at first. Not that people like
yes.
mean to not, but like they're gonna check in on you 5,000 times and make sure you're
Yes.
okay, but then their life moves on and yours doesn't.
Yes.
And then you don't have
Exactly.
the support.
Yeah. And it's like it's hard because I totally resonate with those people of not exactly knowing how to still keep checking in or what to say. Because it is like a tough place to be in as someone who hasn't experienced it, but they have like a best friend or a family member who has. It's like for a lot of people, it's awkward. And I hate that it's awkward and uncomfortable because like I don't want it to be like you're making it worse
Mhm.
by like not tiptoeing around it almost.
Mhm.
Um, but a lot of people just don't know what to say. And like, I've definitely, like, there was a couple friends I had that I just couldn't be friends with anymore because they didn't say anything because they didn't know how to say it. And I was like, that's really the worst thing you could ever do. Like, just say love you. Like, that's all. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, I had people be like, oh, I didn't know what to say. So I didn't say anything at all. I'm like, okay.
That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. It was none of my close friends or anything. It was
I would
people
hope
that
not.
I
My
had.
God, they're not your close friend
Yeah,
anymore.
no. My close friends were awesome, but it was a scenario like when I was home in
Mhm.
Buffalo, and like it was a friend from high school, and I was like, that's like not how you go about it. But that's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right.
There's never
Yeah.
the right thing to say. Just like be
No.
supportive and be there. My God.
Right. It's like empathy. Like you just have to
Yeah.
be empathetic for the person going through that. You don't have to like, be an expert because nobody is. But like,
Exactly.
yeah, it was just so uncomfortable. I don't know. Some people are just really weird about it, which is
Everyone for the
shitty.
most part.
Yeah. So weird. So weird.
I guess being so new in it, like, what do you wish people said or did?
I wish that they didn't think it was like bad to bring up the person who passed away. Like I
Mhm.
wish like if sometimes it can feel like such an eggshell situation, and like I understand in their head why it would be, but talking about my mom is like the only way to like keep her like alive in my mind. And like a lot of people in Sydney never got to meet her. And like for example, like my boyfriend will never get to meet my mother, and that's so shitty. And that's someone I met in Sydney, and like I made all these really good friends in Sydney as well, and they don't know her and never met her because they weren't from New York with me, but they have done such a good job of like asking about her and being like, oh, from what you explained, like I feel like your mom would really like this. Or like my mom was like, she owned a vintage store back in the day and like sold vintage items. So she's very into that, and like we'll go to like an antique shop over here in Sydney or something, and my friends will be like, oh my gosh, like I just know your mom would like this. And like things like that are awesome. And it's not uncomfortable. It's not weird for you to like bring that up. It's actually so cool that you don't know her and you're like, oh, she would like that. You know what I mean?
I could
So I
not
appreciate
agree more.
people.
Is
Oh,
the
go ahead.
culture different, like in Australia? Because I feel like American culture with death is like everyone's fucking weird. To your point.
No, still weird. It's a worldwide thing.
Damn it! I was hoping you were gonna be like,
It's
yeah, they have it figured out.
you're like, in that case, I'm moving there.
Yeah, literally. I didn't need much convincing anyway.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, you have to visit. But no, it's definitely really weird worldwide. It's like seriously such a taboo about it, and it's so weird. It's like people find out and they're like so awkward, and I'm like, I'm still here. I'm surviving. Like, don't be weird about it. Like, please.
Yeah.
Please just act normal.
How's your boyfriend with it?
So good. So good. He had said this thing in like the first month that we were dating where he was like, I know you're so upset I never got to meet your mom, but I'm pretty sure she had like something to do with us meeting. And I was like, I think you're the one. He's like really good at being there in a, like a unique way. And like if I'm having a shit day, just like sits there with me and doesn't try to like get me to do things or like, you know what I mean? Like he just is like good about letting me sit with it. Same with my friends here. Like everybody's just really good about it. And I'm really impressed.
I love that.
But I think what's hard is I do have to like remind people because I have a very like bubbly personality. And I think when I'm having like a grief day and like I just feel like shit and I'm like not myself and people almost forget like what happened to me and then they'll be like, are you like what's going on? And it's almost like, oh, that's like always going on in your mind simultaneously. Like I think that's the part I struggle with is like being a normally happy person and having this at the same time always like in my brain, you know?
I can't agree more because I think I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Like I'm very outgoing
Yeah.
and I'm happy all the time. And obviously I love being happy, but sometimes it almost feels like pressure because the moment I'm not happy, it's like, oh my God, what's wrong? And it's like I'm allowed to be
Yes.
sad. I'm allowed to grieve. I'm allowed to have a shit day. And it's like I can carry it and also be happy. But then in those moments of sadness, to your point, it's like not like pressure, but it feels like it's
Yeah.
almost more obvious to people, and then therefore like they ask so many questions and poke and poke and poke until you're like, I just was my fucking mom, okay? Like,
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, let me just like be sad. Like, you don't have to feel like you have to step in and like, let's do this to make you happy. Like, I think that's the other thing is like trying to get me back to like me. But I'm like, no, I actually just have to like sit in it and like be sad and just like lay here on the couch and do nothing and like be sad. And that's fine. Like,
sometimes
that's
it's all
another
you need.
thing. Yeah. Yeah. It's like so healing to just sit there and do absolutely fucking nothing and just be sad about it and cry and like miss her. Like, that's fine. But yeah, I think for people like us with personalities that are genuinely like happy and that type of vibe, it's such a weird concept that we also have this like in our brain. Like it's wild.
Yeah, we
It's
just
really
carry it with
it's
us all the time.
all the time. All the time. Like and things that trigger us. Sometimes people talking about their mom, I won't even bat an eye. I won't care at all. And then sometimes if I'm having a bad day and like that word even gets brought up or like something about their mom, I'm like, fuck, this sucks. So it's hard to be like something like triggers me. Like I think people really felt like they couldn't talk about their own moms or like say that word even around me in the beginning. And like I genuinely didn't, it didn't matter. But then there are days where I'm like, wow, actually this sucks, but it's not their fault that they're talking about their fault. It just like sucks, you know?
Yeah. No, I agree. And for me, it's interesting because I feel like there's weird things that upset me. Like, it's
Yeah.
been 18 years since my dad died. So, like, I'm in a
Yeah.
better place. But, like, I get sad about, like, for instance, like, I went to UConn. I'm a huge UConn basketball fan, and they always play
Yeah.
at MSG. And often my friends, like, go with their families or with their dads. And I'm like, fuck, I can never do that. But they can
Yeah.
talk about their dad and their relationship with their dad, and that doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
But, like, weird things, like, because he died when I was so young, if people ever talk about how little they forget when they're younger, I get upset because I'm like, no, I have to remember because that's all I have. So you can't tell me that you know nothing before the age of 6 because then that means I
Yeah.
only had a few good years of memory. So it's like weird things where like
Yes.
the dads don't often bother me, but like other weird things I get upset by. But I might not even say
Yes.
it, just in my head, I'm like, well, that sucks.
Yeah, totally. And you don't want to come off as like bitchy because you're not like necessarily mad at the person. Like
Right.
they have a dad and it's like that's great for them. You know what I mean? Like but I've found myself with like a short fuse sometimes when I'm in a bad mood about it, and that's when I just have to like go be alone because I'm like, oh, this is like kind of triggering me out of nowhere. Like I just have to go like breathe and be by myself because I don't want to be mad at someone for no reason because it's literally not their fault.
Yeah.
I found that's like the best thing to do is just like be to myself sometimes. And that's fine. It's so fine.
I mean, it's good that you know that, right? Like, I think it's hard for a
Yeah.
lot of people to know what they need in those moments.
Yeah, totally. Um, yeah, and like so there are days where like I feel like I used to be like a lot more social also like prior to it. So there are days where I'm like, oh, I can just like cancel plans. Or, like I have free will to just like not do something tonight. I'm
No,
like,
you
oh,
have free
it's
will.
fine. Yeah, I like refound my free will after this happened. I would say that's a positive. I was like, oh, I don't like have to be like obligated to do things with so many people. If I'm having a bad day, I don't have to push myself to like go to dinner or I can like cancel it if I'm not feeling up to it because I don't want to be around people when I'm feeling sad. Sometimes I do, but like sometimes I don't. And I'm like, oh, I can just like not go to this. It's fine. Like, I'm not letting
Finding
anyone
free
down.
will is real important. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely been like a perspective change is gaining that back.
Yeah. Wait, I know we talked about it a little bit before, but so we got connected because we actually followed each other on Instagram, and then
Yeah.
a mutual friend of ours was like, "You guys need to connect," and then we're like,
Yeah.
Wait, I already follow." But do you want to
Yeah.
talk about like your Instagram and how like you've utilized that? Because I'm just very impressed that so new into your grief, you're able to have a healthy
Yeah.
outlet because I think so often people aren't. I mean, it took me a while.
Yeah.
It's scary.
It's so scary. Yeah. I was saying earlier, like a lot of my friends were the ones who like motivated me to make it because I feel like I so openly talked about it like since day one. It was weird. It was almost like I was comforting my friends in it. I, of course, was so upset myself and I still am, but it was like this way I had of like looking out for other people and like always talking about how it made me feel. Like people would always know what mood I'm in because I'm very open about it with my mom. And I had joined a group in Sydney, Australia, when I moved called Motherless Daughters Australia.
Mm.
And it's literally a group like dedicated to girls who lost their mom, like all ages. There's like a brunch every year. So I got to like meet a lot of the girls. And so that kind of opened me up to like, oh, there's like a community out there of people who are in my exact situation for the most part. And I've really like loved the posts happening there and I wanted to just like speak on it and meet more people. So I was like, maybe I should make an Instagram. Like, is that crazy? They're like, no. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll do it. And then I made it. And it's called Dead Serious because my friend Gwen, actually, we were like brainstorming about it and we were doing like play on words because I feel like I'm very blunt about things. So I wanted to be just like brutally honest about what I'm feeling all the time. And I was like, oh, like my Instagram's a great way to like talk about it. So yeah, as new as I am to this, it's like such a good coping mechanism. Because you'll have like random people if it like hits their For You page or whatever, like random people who are in similar situations comment on it and be like, this is such a great point. And then you feel kind of less alone in like what you're thinking. Cause some of the things you can think are pretty dark. And like whether it be dark humor or just like dark, like it's good to know that there's other people that share a similar similar vibe, I guess. Yeah, so it's been cool. Like I feel like I've met a lot of people and my goal is to like grow that into like a bigger space of just talking about it. Um
It'll be
yeah,
linked
so
in
we'll
the
see.
episode, so everyone who's listening has to go follow Dead Serious.
Thanks, girl. Yeah, it's been such a good outlet. Like I feel like I sometimes struggle. Like I think moving to a new country, I've kept myself very busy with like plans and things to do and like all these things, which is great and all, but it kind of made me stray from thinking about it as much as I wanted to. Like it has its positives about thinking about it and its negatives. And like I was like, wow, I'm not like just like focusing on what I'm dealing with enough. So I feel like writing things down and like posting old pictures and videos of her and things like that was super, super helpful for me to like be like, this is happening to me still. And like, I don't know. I feel like when you're busy and you're doing a lot, it tends to stray away and then it'll hit you in the worst of times. And you're like, oh shit, I haven't thought about this in like a couple days. And so having my Instagram is a good way to like put it all out there, like all my thoughts and just like dedicate a space to her.
I love that. And I love how supportive your friends are too.
Yeah.
Because I think, I don't know, I feel like for me, I notice the friends that show up, and even if it's for the stupidest thing, it
Yeah.
feels really good to have supportive friends, especially with something around this.
Totally. And like, I wasn't sure. I mean, I knew they'd always be supportive of my friends from home when I moved, but I wasn't sure how it would like relate to over here. Um, like I knew they'd always be there for me, but I was just curious, like, well, I'm moving across the world, so it's different. They can't just like come over to my apartment in New York and like chill and like
Right.
hug me and be there. But it's sweet. Like they sent me flowers every year on her anniversary. They've all came to visit. Like I had a pretty big friend group in New York and like almost all of them have come to visit once or twice in the 2 years to like just be there. And like remembering anniversaries and my mom's birthday, like they remember all those things and have made the effort there. And like I think that's so amazing because everyone has life going on. So to like remember things like that like I'm going through is just like amazing. So yeah, they've been like so, so supportive. I feel really happy to have that still from afar. And now friends here that like didn't know her are the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so freaking cool because I was like, oh my God, I'm moving to this place with like this huge thing that happened to me. Like, I feel like that's kind of rare. Usually people are coming to a new country with like a light and they're like, yes. And I was just like, yeah, my mom like just died.
No,
They're like,
died.
everyone's like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, I'm like, yeah, this is crazy. I'm sorry.
No, that is so brave. I would have
Thanks.
so much anxiety.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I still do. I mean, I take anxiety meds because
Oh, girl, me too. I love myself.
I need, yeah, I'm on Lexapro. I'm like, I think that definitely helped me. But I mean, I was still so anxious and obviously was so anxious doing that, like insane. But, sometimes you just have to do crazy things.
No, I love it. You met your boyfriend through it. I guess
Yeah.
a lot of people who lost someone have a lot of anxiety over like losing other people. Do you carry
Yes.
any of that anxiety, especially like
Yes.
far?
Yeah, it's so bad. Like, that's something I really, really struggle with is like thinking that someone will like walk out of the house and like drop dead, especially because what happened with my mom was so
Right, so
intense and
sudden.
random. Yeah, like it wasn't a long-term thing. So my fear is that people will just leave and that's it. That's like the last time I'll see them. And it's so bad. Like it's so weird because it's like I know exactly where they are and that they're safe. And like I have find my friends and all that shit. And I'm like a freak about it now. But I'm like still like, oh my God, you have to text me immediately. Like, or if I call you and you don't answer, like my heart sinks,
Yep,
Like
I'm the same.
I can't contain it. I'm like a freak now. I'm so scared about it all the time, and it sucks. It's like takes over almost like your brain. Like you can't, I don't know. So a lot of people don't understand it. So some obviously do, but if you haven't lost someone close to you, it's like hard to grasp. Like there's like it's just another day, and I'm like, nope, it's not.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's so interesting, and I think that's, like, a very common thing, but then you're, like, physically far and, like, navigating that.
Yeah. Oh my God, I know. I know. And like my dad, my step parents, my sister, aunts, uncles, everybody's over there and we do a good job of like FaceTiming and stuff, but it's still really hard because also like everybody's getting older and it's like
Right.
visible. And that's a tough one for me living far away. Like I do feel a lot of guilt in that way. But I also know that if I lived in the States, like I wouldn't be living in Buffalo and like I
Right.
wouldn't, I'd still be like a flight away. And I know my flight's way longer here, but I know everyone's like super happy for me. And like I'm, you know, FaceTime is a blessing too.
No, truly.
Like, so yeah, it's fine. And like, that's just where I am in life right now. Like I want to live here and I'm happy here and it's helped me so much like heal about my mom. So
Mhm.
it's been really good in that sense. But yeah, the anticipatory grief is like insane. Like I literally think every day something bad's gonna happen in the back of my mind. Um, but my friends and boyfriend are really good at that of being like, I'm here, I'm okay, I'm safe. You really don't need to stress all day. Like I'm really right here. Like I'm like,
Well,
okay,
that's
fine. I
so
believe you.
kind that they do that, though. Because it is
Yeah.
crazy, like, we're all gonna die, but only people who've lost someone carry I mean, not only, but, like, majority of the time, I
Yeah.
feel like people who've lost someone are really the ones that carry the anxiety because they know what
Yes.
it's like. We're like, it's gonna
Yeah.
happen to everyone at some point.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing is like weird, like about death now because it happened so fast and horribly. I was like, it really puts a different perspective on life of like, how did that just happen in 24 hours? And I also have the anxiety for like me. I'm like, what if that like happens to
Mm.
me? What if I just get this random virus and like pass away? And I'm like, no, it's not going to happen. That was so crazy. That was so rare. But then it's like you also have it of yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's like the whole thing about death is like a totally different perspective than it used to be for me, at least. Like, I don't know, death was always such a scary topic. I feel like when you thought about it too long, you'd like get freaked out. um, Religious or not religious, spiritual or not spiritual, like in any sense, it's just like a freaky thing. But then like when it happens to you so closely, it's even weirder. I'm like, I have a whole new perspective on it. And like I'm almost less scared of it now because, like I don't know. It happened to someone so close to me and it's just less scary for me. I don't know. It's a
Yeah.
weird thing. I go back and forth on it.
Well, I feel like it's also changed so much. Like, you had also shared with me before we started that you want to become a grief coach. Like,
Yeah.
your mom has given you so much,
Yeah.
and obviously you don't want her to have passed, but that, like, has changed everything for you. Like, what
Yeah.
makes you want to do that?
Yeah. I feel like it's so crazy because in life I never really knew what I wanted to be. Like I was a communications manager. I'm sorry, major, not manager. I was a communications major and I just like did that because I didn't know what that entailed or what I wanted to be. And then I was just kind of like in recruiting and sales and account management. And like I didn't feel like I really had like a purpose. Like I wasn't like career driven. And like as much as it fucking sucks because it does and it always will, like she kind of gave me a purpose in that way. Like I feel better about myself when I talk about her and when I talk about grief and when I talk to people in the community. Like I feel good and I feel
Mhm.
like as sad and horrible as it is, like I feel good. Like I feel accomplished. So I was like, maybe this is something I could eventually do in life. Um, like for my career. Like maybe this is something I could do is like help other people. And like even the tiniest like comment when I get like a comment on my Instagram and they're like, wow, like I loved this. I'm like, oh my God, really? Thanks. Makes me feel so good because I'm like, wait, it made me feel good to write it. So it makes me feel good that people reciprocate it well, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe I could do this as like a career. Like, I don't know. We'll see. But it's kind of
You're
my
gonna,
goal
I
is to
see it.
just thank you, to just like keep her alive and like help people. And she was a social worker for a long time before she retired as well. So she kind of had that in her to help
Oh,
others.
you're like her.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm kind of like living that out in a way for her.
Yeah,
Because she was really wise and great at helping others. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm interested in next for sure.
I love that. Wait, I want to hear more about your mom because she sounds like the sweetest lady ever.
She was so sweet. Thank you. I love talking about her. She yeah, she was a social worker for Planned Parenthood for like 30
That
years.
is, oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with her.
Yeah, she was great. And then she retired from that and she had a love for like vintage items. So she'd go to like estate sales and garage sales and like she was really into like records and stuff. So she had a vintage store on eBay and she would sell vintage items. Um, and it was super fun because I grew up in a house full of vintage clothing, jewelry, records. She'd be like playing records all day, like trying them out and then like putting them online and selling them to like collectors. So it'd be like collector's items. And it was so fun because like whenever I was home, I was like I'd like deliver them to the post office and the post
I love
office people would
that.
like know who my mom was because she'd have like 50 packages that she was like shipping to collectors like all over the world. And a couple items like were for like she found a journal that was featured in like Mad Men, the TV show. Like they
So
bought like
cool.
yeah, like cool stuff like that. Like they bought a journal for like one of the episodes and things like that. Like she really had a passion for it and it was a cool job where she could like be very present for her kids and grandkids and then also live out like her hobbies, which I think is really cool. Yeah, and she was awesome. So I feel like a lot of what she did has passed down to me with like advice and bringing people together and hobbies. Like I now I'm so into vintage things. At the time I remember being a kid and being like, do we live in like the wrong like time period? Because my whole house was like we had like my stepdad had like old cars like Thunderbirds that he liked to redo and my mom had like these clothes from like the 60s and 70s like all around and I'm like what time period are we living in? Like, I'm confused. And now it's cool because like vintage items are such a thing. So I have a lot of her things, which also obviously was like a hard, a hard part is gathering their items and going through it. And like me and my sister kind of made a day of it and it was like
Hmm.
horrible, but also like we'd be like, I want that from her. And like I'd want all the like fancy boots and stuff, and my sister wanted like the Birks and the t-shirts because we have different like style in that way. So it's so funny actually to like split it up because we like didn't fight over anything.
Wait,
We
that's
were
so
like
funny.
we're like here you can have her like raggedy t-shirts and Birks and like comfy clothes, and I was like oh my god she has like these really nice tall black boots and like it was just like it ended up being like it was like so sad obviously but like a fun day of all that stuff. But yeah, anyways, like getting all her vintage items and having that here in Sydney as well is like awesome.
Hmm.
Because she's given me like some cool gifts over the years that I've kept that were like old, which is so cool now. So I'm happy I have all of that and I'm happy she like had that creative side to her. It was pretty cool growing up with that. I had some good Halloween costumes from it.
I love that. She like
Yeah.
is so interesting.
So interesting. Yeah, truly.
I love she went
Yeah.
from social worker to like collector.
Yeah. Right? And it was like, um, she always had time for us. Like I think it was a great job for her because she always had time for us. And then my sister's kids, like she was such a great grandmother and she could help babysit the girls as my like sister went to work and stuff. So it was like she was always around for that, which obviously like is so hard for me now knowing she won't meet my kids. Like, obviously, that's a big thing. Like, you understand, and obviously, everybody who's lost a parent young understands it's like that's such a shitty thing to think about. But day by day, we don't have to think about that.
Yeah, it is. It's funny you say that because so my brother just had a kid and it's like the
Yeah,
first baby in the family. And I think, and I've talked to other grieving people I know who like have kids.
yeah,
And I think it's interesting because like my brother is now a father to a son. And
yeah,
so like seeing that I think in a weird way can make you closer to them. Like one day when you become a
Yeah.
mother, you're gonna understand your mom in ways you never could. And like, of course you want her
Yeah.
there, but I think, yeah, it fucking sucks. And like it's really hard
Yeah.
watching my brother have a child and like the change in the family dynamic without my dad there. But I'm trying to think
Mhm.
about it as like getting to watch him be a dad is like the thing that would make my dad so proud.
Totally. And like in that way, it's like living on like how the men in
Hmm.
the family like carry that on. That's like really great that, he even like had a son to do that too, which is like
Yeah.
awesome. It just carries on like the legacy of your dad and stuff. Yeah. That's so good. I feel like babies really bring a family together too.
They
Like,
do. They're so sweet.
I know they're so sweet. And it's just like, oh my God, a baby. And yeah, like I know my nieces really help my mom, like just in life. Like babies just like bring joy to people.
So
So
true.
it was awesome that she got to experience that at all.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like how you've talked about your mom is so beautiful, and you clearly are so close
Thank
to her. And
you.
even though she's gone, like you will forever continue to be close with her, and like everything you do with dead serious, and like one day
Yeah,
becoming like a grief counselor, like those are just ways to get closer to her.
so true. Yeah, thank you for saying that. I feel like those are the ways that I'm gonna like keep her in my memory because sometimes I struggle, like probably as you know, with like brain fog and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh my God, like where, like I need those memories back. So like talking
Hmm.
about it is so helpful because they like flood back in. And I think that's what some people don't understand is like the people who get weird about sharing or talking about or bringing her up or whatever is like, no, it's actually like so freaking helpful because I don't ever want to like forget anything.
Yeah, she
So I think
disappears if you
that's
don't
important.
talk about her.
Yeah, exactly, which is so freaking scary. So I'm like, nope, let's talk.
Yeah. One of my
Let's
good
talk about it.
friends, she lost her mom, and we also did like an interview, and I didn't
Yeah.
think about it this way. It was actually the most recent interview I did before yours, so it's interesting that you both lost your moms, and I haven't thought about like
Yeah.
ghosted in this way, but what she said really resonated is she was like, you're not only giving people like a platform to talk about it, but also to remember themselves, and it makes me want to
Yeah.
record more or write more down because there's
Yeah.
so much I forget, even like not only about my dad, but about who Emma Ziegler is in this time period
Yeah.
with her grief. So I think it's like a fun way to think about it. And like with your Instagram, like I think it's the same thing as like you have documentation of who
Hmm.
Jane is in this moment.
Yeah.
It's not gonna look different in 6 months from now. And so
Totally.
it's a sad but happy.
Yeah. No, that's such a good point. Like, and
I didn't think
also,
of it like that.
yeah, it's like who you are right now is so important to remember like 6 months later. Because it could be like, what if I'm going through a really shit time and then 6 months later you're doing so much better and you're like, wow, I like got out of that
Mm-hmm.
like shitty time. And also like with that, it's like journaling. Like I suck at journaling. And
It's hard.
it's so hard. Like, oh, like I suck at it and I want to be better because like I'm good at like I'll have a thought and I'll like write a note in my notes app or something, but I like suck at literally just like writing in a journal and writing my thoughts. I like will have bouts of it where I'm like in a journal phase and I'll write stuff down and then it'll die in like a week and I'm like, damn it, like I really don't keep up with this and I should because it's such a good way of getting all your thoughts onto paper and then like one day, you could give that journal to someone to help them too. Like if it's your kids or whatever it is, like to learn more about grandma. Like that's the thing is like my sister makes it a point to have pictures of my mom all around her house and like talk about grandma and like I want to do the same when I have kids so that she's not like forgotten and they like know who she was, you
Yeah,
know? I think that's so important.
100%.
Yeah.
I end every episode this way. But
Yeah.
just in talking about her, I'm so curious what you'd say as to the loudest lesson she left behind.
I think it would be that she always said to like trust your gut and know that everything's going to be okay. Like I have had countless phone conversations with her or conversations in person and she'd always say like, "Oh honey, like it's going to be okay." Like, "Oh, you'll find your way." Or like if I was like sad about something or complaining about something, she'd always have like safeness energy to her, where like you truly felt like it would be okay at the end of the day. And I think that's like super valid in helping my anxiety is like
Mhm.
that like really calmed me down is like always hearing her voice be like, oh, you know, like it's gonna be okay. Don't like worry too hard about that one thing. Um, and I kind of feel like that's such a present thing, like now, all the time, actually, with like every day, like whether it's like a meeting you're nervous for or moving across the world or whatever it is, like it'll be okay. Like
Mhm.
it's gonna work out. And I feel like she just instilled that in me. I like hear her voice saying, like, oh honey, it'll be okay, or like, oh honey, you'll find your person, or whatever it was. Like it was just always so like nice but wise at the end of the day. So I feel like that's something I definitely like carry through.
I love that. I like the use of presence too.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
You will be okay. Won't we all?
We'll all be okay. We'll all be
Yeah.
okay.
No, I have loved learning about her. Thank you so much. I guess
Thank
is
you
there
for
like,
having
oh my
me.
God, of course. Is there anything else you want to say about like her or to anyone listening or to yourself even? Um,
Um, well, I guess it's just I feel like the most important thing is knowing that you will continue to live each day. Like it will feel like you can't in the beginning, but like
mhm.
you will, because looking at myself now almost 3 years later, it's fucking wild. Like how I feel now versus how I felt almost 3 years ago. Like you still have the same feelings every day, but you can like survive them basically. Cause in the beginning it feels like it's impossible, like truly. But you do get through it. You do.
I love it. It's true. It's crazy in that moment to think you'll survive, but you do.
Yes, 100%.
Oh, no, I love talking to you. Seriously, thank
You
you so much.
too.
From across the world. I feel so cool talking to someone in Australia.